us out.
Hello, this is Adam from Alaska Cut the Cord, Phyllis behind the camera, and we have something super exciting for us today. What we've got here is a Harvest Right freeze dryer. This is the medium size, and it comes with the premium vacuum pump, and it has 4 trays. So what we're doing here today, we've never run it before. I've never run one. I've watched it on YouTube, and we're gonna quick set it up and run through its initial cycle, and then we're going to run it through. If you read the book, and I read instructions, unlike a lot of people I know, I read the instructions and I read them twice. They want you to do a test run to get the, for lack of a better term, the new car smell out of it. Otherwise, the oils and stuff from the manufacturing processes could taint your food. So we are going to run a cycle with just damp bread, and that takes about 11 hours. And yeah, I'll get to setting this up. So we've got the premium pump. I filled it up for the instructions a little ways halfway on the oil with the new oil. This is your quick drain valve. We'll talk about that later. Up here, there's a big red warning tag that this gas valve, what is it? Gas ballast valve must be open in order for the pump to work properly, or you'll wreck the pump. It came with it already in the open position. I'm not sure when you put it in the closed position, but it's in the open position. Then it comes with this hose. This is the vacuum hose. So you want to screw them on. They're a JIC fitting. Screw them on as tight as you can by hand. If you notice issues later, it does say in the instructions that you can put a vice grip or a pliers on them to tighten them up a little bit more. The pump itself, it plugs in to the back of the freeze dryer. The freeze dryer controls it. The pump has its own switch, though, I believe, somewhere. But that's where that plugs in. Now, over on the side here, after you're done with your freeze drying cycle, all the moisture is going to be condensated around the outside of the chamber in here. And when it goes through its thaw cycle, all of that is going to thaw out and it needs to go somewhere. And that's when you'll open this valve on the side and you'll drain it into preferably a bigger container than that, but that's what I got today. Now, it is absolutely critical, and the system is going to warn you that before you start it up again, that this valve is closed. If it's not closed, it's going to draw a vacuum and suck that water back into the machine, into the vacuum pump, and ruin it. So, and it's not covered under warranty at that point. So, now we are ready to run through our initial cycle. I think that's all we do. After that, everything should be automated. This is the burn-in cycle, as they call it, where they just have you run moist bread in it, and that takes care of any new car smells. And from what I understand, this takes about 11 hours, and once this is done, we'll take it out and we'll put some actual food in that. So, super excited. This is brings a whole new level to storing and preparing food for long term. And hopefully making something better than Mountain House. I like Mountain House, but I think we could do better. So, yeah. We'll check back with you when this is done.
Okay, so we ran the bread cycle, and now I'm gonna shut it down and see what the bread is like on the inside. So it says first open drain valve to vent. So I'm gonna do that. Maybe. But nothing really happened there. Remove product from dryer and close door. Maybe don't do that with damp hands.
Maybe that's
You're
what
gonna-
the warm trays. It asked you if you wanted to, if it wanted you to warm the trays, so you could grab
That-
them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oopsies. Alright, so it's like untoasted toast. tonight we're gonna run blueberries and cranberries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then we're gonna add them to our pemmican.
Nice.
Okay, so last year we tried our darndest to make pemmican. And being off-grid, I didn't want to run a dehydrator because it uses too much electricity. I tried drying them on the stove and I never could get them actually dry. Same thing with the meat. It just didn't get dry. And then the pemmican was too coarse and it wasn't right. So this year we had the honor of actually going out and picking our own blueberries. So our blueberries and cranberries that go in the pemmican, we're actually going to freeze dry them, and then we'll blend them into a powder, and we'll do the same with the meat that we choose. But right now we're just doing berries. So we're doing 3 different types. We had bought dried blueberries and we bought dried cranberries. Well, they're, you know how they are, they're kind of dry, a little bit chewy. Those were what I tried to work with. The stuff that I dried, I tried to powder it and it didn't blend. So I've still got some of that left over with the remainder of the cranberries here, or I think these are blueberries, and then the cranberries here. So we're gonna try the store-bought blueberries, the store-bought cranberries, and then the fresh blueberries. So I'm gonna load up the trays now and we'll get started.
And they're pre-froze.
Yes, that's an important fact. These are pre-frozen. I hear a lot of people talk about the runtime, and the runtime can be greatly reduced if you pre-freeze your berries. Because that's a big part of it. I hear about these 30-hour runtimes, and that it was freezing the berries for 12 hours of that. You can save a lot of that time. So, and we did rinse these to remove any extra protein, like bugs or anything like that. So we'll see how these turn out. So there's our blueberries. And no matter what, it's still gonna go through a freeze cycle. It's gonna get it down. I think last night it got down to like minus 140 degrees or something like that. So it's kind of crazy cold. So when you initially hit start, you close the door and latch it. It's like a 2-step door. So at first it closes and then you turn it one more time and then it actually pulls it against the seal. And it's going to cool the vacuum chamber for 15 minutes. So it's going to get it pretty cold before you start. We will load our berries. Here's that latch I'm talking about. It turns once, it rotates that, turns again, and it clicks. So we'll just hit continue. Okay. And that's it. So from here, I have absolutely no idea how long it's going to run. I've heard anywhere from 20 to 30 hours. So I guess we'll see and check it out tomorrow. All right, so here we are. The blueberries and cranberries should be done. It says to open the drain valve on the back to vent. That lets the vacuum pressure off because it's stayed under a vacuum. And in this case, we're gonna warm the trays just a little bit, just in case they're kind of stuck to the trays. So let's do that now. Okay. So here's the product that we took out. We have our previously store-bought blueberries and some ground-up blueberries, and we have the store-bought cranberries and the ground-up cranberries. Phyllis, why don't you try a cranberry? No, you got 2 of them there.
It's still kind of chewy in the middle.
Yeah, it's.
But as soon as my saliva hits it.
Yeah, see, part of my worry with these was actually getting them all the way dry without poking the skin like some people do. Try a blueberry. Now these blueberries, we didn't do anything to them.
Oh, they're just powder.
The blueberries are just powder, so I guess you don't need to pierce the skins on the blueberries. The only thing we seem to have a little bit of a weirdness with is the cranberries that were store-bought and dried. Now I'm going to try one of the blueberries that was store-bought and dried. Even those have like a tiny bit of chewiness to them in the center. That's weird. But the fresh blueberries that we picked, wow. Woo! The flavor of those blueberries is like 17 times stronger than when they were just fresh in the wild. Wow, are those good. Holy cow. Okay, that's different. What we're gonna do right now, we don't have a blender with us, so we are gonna put these in the Mylar bags right now, and when we get ready to actually do our pemmican, at that point we'll cut the seal on those. So when we bought the Harvest Right kit, it came with 50 bags, 50 oxygen absorbers, and it came with a bag sealer. And this is what we're going to use for the time being. I think eventually we're going to go to a vacuum chamber sealer. I think that'll work quite a bit better than just this. And yeah, let's get this going. Awesome. Well, here we are with our first official run in the Harvest Right freeze dryer. Right here we have the wild blueberries, which I don't know if they weigh 2 ounces. I guess if I were to describe them, their flavor is intensified if you just eat them dry like this. They didn't taste like that when they were wild blueberries, so that's a very different experience, but they turned out beautiful. They're awaiting some pemmican. The other two that we have, these were the store-bought already. It said dried cranberries and dried blueberries, and they were maybe 40% dried. They didn't really work. These bags are still really heavy. I think something about, they've either got, I don't know what they have, but they didn't dry as well, and even and they got really, really hard. The actual blueberries were like tiny pieces of styrofoam and very intense. These got just really hard. So I think as far as these go, we'll probably grind these up and use them in something, but as far as freeze drying something that's already dried, is in these two cases, it doesn't work. I would say that's a failure. As far as running actual blueberries without piercing the skins, like I had seen some people done, they're absolutely amazing. Absolutely intense flavor. So we are going to give this thing a little bit of a break, let it thaw out overnight and defrost, and I think tomorrow we'll be back and try something new. This is our second real run in the freeze dryer. What we're going to try today, we're going to try Skittles, we're going to try mini marshmallows, and just because I haven't seen it done, we're going to throw these in there. What are they? Strawberry shortcake, just like Mom used to make. So I'm going to get these loaded up and we'll see how this goes. Always make sure it's clean. Okay, there we go. Next time we see you, we'll have a special treat waiting for us tomorrow. Okay, well here we are the next day with our marshmallows, Skittles, and strawberry shortcakes, and it ran for 12 hours and 39 minutes. Still currently minus 27 degrees, so let's see what we got. So we had 3 trays of marshmallows. Seems like they've got little like surface cracks on them, but they didn't really swell up much. I mean, this is probably the biggest one in the tray. That's awesome. I like that better than regular marshmallows. Well, let's check these out. Ooh, that's cool. Wow, look at the
Oh.
Skittles.
Look at that.
Holy cow. And these, I don't know what the white stuff is. You ready? Oop. Try one.
Unfortunately, that one tasted like coconut.
Mm. Could have been the tropical one.
Oh, that's awful.
Wow. I like them better than regular Skittles. Phyllis, however, is not a huge fan of coconut, and
No.
that's the Skittle that I gave her.
Thank you.
These really exploded more. Look at this guy. He really lost his mind.
Huh.
I mean, some of these did these crazy curly cues. I mean, they definitely, look at that one. They definitely exploded more than the ones I've seen on the internet. But that's pretty awesome.
Oh. Oh, it's gonna be like that stuff inside of Whoppers.
Wow.
Is it like the stuff inside of Whoppers?
Kinda. Kinda like those little hard bread things like a bisque. It's kind of like that, but it's still got the waxy frosting on the outside.
So it didn't lose the chemical part of the chemical cakes.
No. It's okay. It's oops. It's different. Here, you try it.
There's not much flavor, really.
I don't think it had much flavor to begin with,
No.
but it.
Yeah.
I mean, other
Now
than
that it warms up, you can kind of.
the weird frosting kind of seeming like it was boiling off of it,
Oh.
it definitely seemed to work. So, well, there you go. 12 hours and 39 minutes. We just let it run on auto time, and the Skittles are really neat. I like them better than regular Skittles. The marshmallows are exactly what I expected, and these are, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you should probably eat those anyway. Freeze-dried doesn't make them better or worse.
It does not add nutritional value.
No, certainly there's zero nutritional value there, but the Skittles are at least cool, and the marshmallows will keep forever now, so that's pretty awesome. I know that it says in the instructions that you can go 20 to 30 batches without changing your oil. We're going to do it every 2 or 3. It comes with enough oil to fill it once and fill it one more time. I have no idea how long this process takes. So if we go to run it again and it's not done straining the oil, then we'll just put fresh oil in it. So it comes with this cool little guy. Looks like a Brita water filter, actually. And we're just gonna pop it open, and it has this quick drain valve. Never done this before. Not sure where it comes out of. Oh, there it is. So it comes out the bottom, and we're just going to let it drain till it stops, and then we're going to refill it with fresh. I think it's probably a better idea, especially when you get this and it's brand new and you run a couple cycles to change it at that point. Even like on a normal engine, that's your little break-in period, and that's when you're going to have the most contamination. So we're definitely going to change it a little more frequently here in the beginning. I want to refill it right away. I know I could just wait and do it, but the chances of forgetting or something that you didn't refill it would be catastrophic to the pump. So we are going to refill it now and be ready for our next batch. The other day I did the Little Debbie's strawberry shortcakes in here. And remember how I said that it looked like the frosting almost boiled off of it? It was really weird. Well, now, here's what I find. The stuff is all over the door, if you can see that. And inside, it looks like frost, but it isn't. It's actually from those Little Debbies. Note to self, never run those again. I'm going to clean this up first, though, before we do our next item. Today, we're going to run something delicious through the freeze dryer. We got a really good deal on strawberries and kiwis, and we're gonna put those in there. We're trying them on wax paper this time to make sure that they don't stick. I'm not sure if that's the best or parchment paper would be, but we're soon gonna find out. We're letting it cool down for its initial 15-minute start, and then it'll prompt us to start it up. So, and the valve is closed, the water tank is empty, so we're almost ready to go here. These are, I should mention too, we pre-froze them last night, just to reduce the amount of time that it's gonna run. There we go. Strawberries and bananas. Don't eat the oxygen saver.
I'm good, thanks. I had some of those already.
Okay. Oh, my hands are cold.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Those are awesome.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there it is. Freeze-dried bananas and strawberries.
Mine.
They're delicious.
And we're snacking out in the middle of I'm not sure where.
I don't know, but it's cold. Real cold.
Dehydrated, not freeze dried.
It's more. There's bananas in there too.
Yeah.
Eat them up.
Get some banana.